we were supposed to watch this yesterday, but we got distracted. The greatest tournament arc. Now, actually, I'm actually happy that I'm rewatching it because yesterday, by the time you guys see this video, there'll be two videos I think that will be dropped, and the audio, you won't hear the game audio or the video audio. The reason those two are gonna pass because one was just basketball, so it was just like it wasn't really talking to it in the game anyway, so it wasn't like anything that needed to be heard. And one was just me on my game, so I'll probably put like background music behind it. Me on a game on my phone, so I'll probably put background music behind it. Um, and if we got into this video yesterday, then it wouldn't be heard at all. So I'm actually kind of happy. Which there was one video that I really, really wanted to be posted because I thought it was a good video. I thought it was funny from my reaction, even to the video. I think was interesting. But this one right here, I think this one is another one that if I would have been actually very pissed if it didn't get heard. So this is the greatest tournament arc anime edition, I think.
There are a lot of iconic tournament arcs in anime, from the Cell games
Yeah,
in Dragon Ball to
anime.
the Dark Tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho and even the UA Sports Festival in My Hero. But there's one that almost no one talks about, one that perfectly
Nobody,
captures
bruh.
everything a tournament arc should be, and that's Battle Bladers from Bay. Now there are a lot of
God,
different arcs
it's
as well,
so
but there are a few
red.
battles that really make it stand out. Tournament arc. And I'll show you what I mean by covering.
Come on, Chad, let's get a game. Come on, Chad, let's get a game. Come on, Chad, let's get a game. Let's get 3 games. Let's get 3 games. I know. I did have it yesterday. Let's get 3 games. Come on, Chad, let's get a game. Let's get a game. Let's get a game. Hold on, man. Let's get a game, Chad. I'm sorry, Chad. Let's get a game, bro. Let's get a game. Come on, let's get a game. Let's get a game. Hold on. Gotta make sure I turn this on. Let's get a game, chat. Let's get a game. Let's get a game, chat. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Oh, let's go, chat. Bro, chat. Remember, we used to play this every freaking day, bro. Every day in school, bro. I used to play this. I'm locked, chat. I'm locked. I'm locked. I'm locked. I'm locked. Oh, yeah. Easy. 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 Freaking easy, man. Locked. 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 Prepping launch. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's break him. Lock, lock, lock. Ah! Dang it, bro. Easy. Think we'll break him, chat? We think I'll break him here? Locked. 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 Oh my god. Nice. I thought that's so fun, bro, when they hit off rail, bro. Oh, he hit me a little tough there. Okay. Oh, and a little 1-2 action. W. We don't need no training, bro. We the go at this, bro. We the go. I'm doing next arena next. Where's this fan veneer? So we need to bring this back, dude. Honestly. Overly locked. Overly locked. Oh, nice. Oh. Hold on. That was nice. But this time I like this. Oh yeah. Little 3-piece. Little us. Little us. Little us. Alright, come on. Right down the middle. Perfect launch. Perfect launch. Perfect launch. Do we start off with the finisher? Oh yeah. I'm locked. Ah! Dang. Good defense. Come on, bro. I'm too tough, and that could have broke him too. Alright. Let's go to the right. Lock chat. Lock chat. Lock chat. I'm locked chat. Oh yeah. No. Ah. Oh, okay. Highlight these marbles. 100%. God dang it, bro. Don't touch him, don't touch him, don't touch him. Oh yeah, I'm finna break him. Finna burst him. Let's go. Oh yeah. Burst. Boom. Let do it, let go. Oh my gosh. I used to trade Beyblades too. I used to trade Beyblades for like honey buns, Debbie cakes for Debbie cakes. All right, last one chat. Last one chat. This time we can't get distracted. We gotta watch the video chat. All right, let's try to do. Oh, I'm the underdog. I'm the underdog. Beyblade lead, man. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip. Oh. Oh my god, he's still not down? Oh jeez. Oh my god, jeez. Bro, this thing defense is tough. It literally didn't even take any damage from my first attack when I went head on. Alright, we're gonna pretend he come this way. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip. Ooh, we went the other side. Ooh. Little weave. Okay. Nice. No way. Bro, what? This thing is freaking strong though, bro. No way it took a shot and gave a shot. Oh yeah. Oh, just close. Oh wow. Defense, 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 defense. That's weak. That's weak. Hold on. Us. 100%, 100%. Come on. Perfect. Okay, chat. It is. Let's get to the video, bro. Let's get to the video.
Single battle, because they're all genuinely amazing for very different reasons. Well, almost all of them. Some of them make me unreasonably angry, but I'll get to those later. But for now, let me explain what this anime is even about with the help of
Come on, one of the
which is also our stream, probably not even available in most built in. Chances are the battle say so great about Opera GX about how it and just be I've all sorts of mods, like the Gengar one is easily Goku mod, or the wait, what the fuck? Look, if I'm being on, download all sorts of mods, like the Gengar mod or the Goku mod. Sexy this looks. And they have a store where you can download all sorts of mods, like the Gengar mod or the Goku. How sexy the customizable wallpapers I've ever seen. All sorts of mods, like the Gengar mod or the
had to indulge in this one, chat. Hold on, chat. I may have to indulge this one.
Considering this show has 483 battles, and that's another really. Battle Bladers probably has 3 of the top sit through episodes. Basically got not available, so has a built-in V, and that's where Opera GX clear location to a bunch of other places. Basically got nothing to lose. Show even if Battle Bladers probably has 3 of the top 400 pops out and follows you around. You can have it in the sidebar, which if customized, and they have a fan base customized old.
I may have to indulge in that.
Battle Bladers. Well, than just a first.
Okay, here you go, chat.
Speaking of important battles wherever you are in the world with no distractions. So
Wait,
you
what?
can watch Beyblade's most important battles wherever you are in the world with no distractions. And speaking of important battles, Battle Bladers is basically the culmination of the entire first season of Beyblade, featuring what is probably one of the most iconic battles in just about any anime. But before we get to that, what even is Battle Bladers? Well, I always say that the world of Beyblade is not really that different to the world of Pokemon, except instead of these baddies, we've got spinning Hasbro toys. But as you'll
Facts.
see later, they're treated like a lot more than just toys, and each Blader has their own
They had. That's why I loved about the show, cause it treated their babies like its partner, like they were family, they were blood, bro. This is why I love Beyblade, but
and they basically
like they was so hurt when they broke.
run around getting into battles. And the top 16 Bladers in the country are invited to Battle Bladers, the tournament that decides the best Blader in the whole world. Now I know what you're thinking, but Maka, how can they be called the world champion if it only consists of one country? Gee, I don't know. I can't think of a single real-world example of that. And our first matchup is our main character against the founder of the tournament. Yep, that's right. This
Facts.
literal child is the one that came up with the idea of the biggest Blader tournament in Japan. But in fairness, he is insanely strong and has some of the coldest moments in the series.
Guess what? The final verdict for Pegasus is guilty.
I don't want the Triple H. Oh, Aura.
Now, I'm not exactly Jinga's biggest fan. He's so strong that it's genuinely outright boring.
What the freak?
But in the 2 battles he's already had against you, he's never actually won. So the question is if he'll be able to overcome this first hurdle for the fate of the entire world. And you might think this is a bit of an exaggeration when talking about spinning tops, but as you'll see later, this ain't even the tip of the iceberg. And Jinga isn't pissing about. He starts the battle with his signature move, Star Blast attack, but it doesn't so much as scratch Libra. You see, Libra takes advantage of vibrations to not only act as a force field, but also fires sound waves at its opponent. In fact, it can turn the whole stadium into sand. Somehow. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I have a master's degree in engineering and I can't even begin to explain how this is possible. But oddly enough, it's not even the most outrageous thing about this battle. That would be the fact that Pegasus, which has a rubber tip mind you, can somehow still move on sand. Have you guys ever tried launching a bay on dirt, let alone sand? And not only that, but Jinga uses a new skill he learned to create a vacuum around Pegasus and defend against Libra's attacks. But then again, we had a whole ass training arc for this, so I'm willing to let it slide. But then comes Libra's most powerful move.
Ready? Special move, Libra! Inferno Blast!
I love how all that has a
Jinga
cool
walks
special
twice to
move,
this
bro.
exact same move. In fact, so has almost every single character in the show except for a certain go. But this time, Jinga counters with his new special move. But will it be enough to break through Libra's sound waves?
Pegasus Stormbringer!
Pegasus the goal, man. I don't think it's the Pegasus
And
that
Jinga
I.
secures his spot in the next round, which takes us to our next battle featuring shit. Sorry lads, I just stepped in some crap. Shit, yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. Why don't we just skip this one and go to our next battle, which introduces the
what's
man who
him?
gets everyone's knickers wet. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Dragon Emperor himself, Ryuga.
Wait.
I can't even begin to explain to
That
you
sounds
how much
familiar.
everyone loves this man. He is genuinely single-handedly responsible for like 70% of the money this show would have made because of how many people wanted to buy his bay. And rightfully so, since
Really?
he's one of the most unique bays in the show. And even without that, he just is that guy.
I had that. No. I had that babe because I remembered like Nord's end of it. Oh, when I had it, he had a sticker like lining in the inside, and it used to fall off. I remember this. I had his babe.
But he just has so much aura. Just think about some of the
Facts.
best villains around. Frieza, Meruem, Benjamin Netanyahu, hell, even Oikawa. None of them come close to Ryuga. This guy had literal kids walking around without putting their arms in their sleeves. He is the guy Sukuna wishes he was. Every single battle he's
Bro, his bait was actually
winning,
tough.
even if it's against the literal main character himself. I've wanted him to win, except this one. But why is that? Well, he's actually going against who I believe is probably the most impactful character in this show, Hikaru. Now, she's got a pretty cool bait too, but that's not why I love her. What makes her so
think I
great
remember
is the
her.
message she pushes forward. She actually started this show wanting to become the strongest blader to fulfill a promise she made to her mother, who sadly won't be around long enough to see her daughter achieve her dreams. But after battling Jinga, she realizes
remember
that
this,
the
chat.
point of Beyblade is to have fun. And you'll see that this is a repeated theme in the show going forwards, especially during a certain battle that is
I remember
easily
him.
one
I
of
remember
my
him.
favorites. But that thought process isn't just limited to Beyblade, but to our lives too. Because Hikaru still wants to get stronger, but now she's doing it because she wants to. And that might be childish, but isn't what drives most of us childish anyway? And for Hikaru, that's the chance to
bro.
feel her mother's hand in her hair again. And that's why, even when she's up against the strongest blader in the world, she doesn't back down. But maybe she should have.
Yeah, bro. That dude was a go, bro. He didn't care about nothing, bro.
Ryuga's kind of a menace, and you can see why it's important for the gang to stop him, because this man just obliterated a good chunk of the stadium. And these dickheads actually decide to come back and continue watching as if nothing happened. At this
I
point,
would've
someone's
too,
got
man.
it's literally just on them.
I'd like to know the reason.
Like, I
why
low-key
you
wanted to
let
go to,
Jinga
like,
so
IRL
anyway,
tournaments.
Ryuga is like 100 times stronger and cooler.
See, that's what I've been saying. But Ryuga doesn't actually appear in a lot of the first season of Beyblade, which is pretty surprising for the main villain. So if you want to see more of him and want me to cover the other 2 seasons of Beyblade, let me know by subscribing. I'm deadass so close to 50,000 subs, and I won't be able to get
Chat,
to
like and
without
subscribe if
your
you in the
help.
video
crazy
watching.
Hey, what are you doing? As I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at me, looking at you, look at me, look at me, look at you, look at me. What the fuck is you doing? You still haven't hit that like button, comment, and subscribe? What the fuck is you doing right now? Get to it right now. Stop staring at me. You better like it right now. Yeah, like that button, Lord, no. Stupid ass, no. And subscribe. It's right there. Might as well do it for the free ski. People always want anything for free. This for free. Do it. And comment. Might as well say hi. Something. Bye. Back to the video.
The
thing is,
video.
Ryuga's not actually the only problem here, because on the other end of the bracket, there's something else happening. You see, 2 battles into this tournament, and we've already met our main characters. Now, whether or not they actually get to battle one another is a different story entirely, because there are other powerful bladers I haven't yet got to. But this next battle involves Jinga's childhood friend, who's pretty damn strong too.
Just kidding, I don't have to worry. Right, buddy?
Yeah, right. So if I win my battle in the first
There was
round,
one who was low-key awesome.
Yeah, so, he's fighting a guy with ice
Somewhat
in his hair, and I really don't know what to make of that. I guess it's kind of cool.
Kakashi
In fact,
level
Hyoma's
aura,
battle with
bro.
Reggie is
He was just
actually
quiet, or
pretty
Itachi,
boring,
he just
at least
overly
on the
quiet and OP,
surface,
bro.
Because I'm not sure if you've noticed it, but there's something going on here.
can't shake this uneasy feeling.
I remember
I
this.
can't think straight.
Hyoma's a strong enough blader to go toe-to-toe with Kyoya, who was actually the first to qualify for battle bladers, you know, besides my goat Ryuga. But his attacks aren't doing anything because Ares has actually been poisoned. With each attack, Reggie used his bait to chip away at Ares' fusion wheel.
I remember that Beyblade. I remember that Beyblade. I wanted that Beyblade. I wanted. One of my friends had it.
Explains the snake eyes on his hair, and also the fact that the base.
We traded bottoms. We
or
traded the
serpents, but
middles.
The problem is, well, he's straight psychopathic.
It's not so I can defeat you. It's so I can destroy your entire being.
Listen, I don't care how strong you think you are.
Relax,
if someone says that to you,
dude.
run. Playing with spinning tops just isn't worth it. I mean, Hyoma literally starts.
Like, they
begging
made
for
it so
mercy.
serious.
Please stop it now!
Wait, where have I seen this before?
I remember that. I remember this.
And the art of leaving your opponent absolutely traumatized isn't the only thing Reggie learnt from Ryuga, because just like the GOAT, Reggie has a dark move.
Dark move! What do you say? Serpent!
What is that?
Venom strike!
And this is a big deal because up until this point, Ryuga's been the only one to use a dark move, which is probably the biggest indication of how mentally unstable this psychopath is. Either that or the fact that he's a predator.
Don't you get it, huh? You're mine now, okay?
You've got to admit, that is an insane thing to say to a child. And then he basically proceeds to
freak?
beat the shit out of you. for
Oh,
losing
I
to
get it
Jinga.
now. This dude
And
was
surprisingly,
definitely.
even though
This
battle
dude was
is not
freaking
part of the tournament,
Orochimaru.
it's still pretty sick because you turns the stadium into sand, but it has literally no effect on Serpent, and that actually makes sense. And I meant the fact that Serpent can move through the sand since, you know, he's a snake. I still don't know how you turns a stadium into sand. But then again, maybe I should stop trying to look for logic in a show where a child can bench almost 400 pounds. And before we
Let me tell you how. Because it moves so fast that the dirt and dust was grinded into
find
sand.
out what happens to you, there's still one more character we need to introduce, and that's Jinga's rival, Kyoya. And admittedly, it's kind of a stretch to even call him a rival considering he's never actually beat Jinga one-on-one. But there's genuinely not been a single battle he's been in that's been shit. And this next battle is no different, where he goes up against his best friend Benkei.
I think I've seen the guy.
It's sort of a one-sided relationship, but
I
don't
remember
really
this.
know what else to call it. I mean, what label do you give to a relationship where one person is head over heels infatuated with the other, while the other person literally beats him to death? Abuse. It's called abuse. But surprisingly, this is actually a pretty close battle, with Benkei pushing Kyoya to his limits. For all the shit
I remember
Benkei
seeing that
gets,
for the first time.
despite being a consistent third-tier blader,
I remember
he's
this one.
actually regularly held his own, unlike a certain someone. In fact, he even comes up with his sick new special move, which genuinely might have actually worked if this fella didn't counter with a literal hurricane crashing down from the sky like a meteor.
Did you hear that? Kyoya's willing to battle me again! My life is complete!
Damn, bro. I mean, I'm happy for you and all, but get a life. You
Nigga,
should
you
not
gay.
be this infatuated over. Oh my god, we get to see Ryuga fight again. Shh, everyone shut up.
You're all alone? That's a real shame. Throwing your future away after someone works so
Look how
hard to
fire this is.
Now I realize I actually
Hey,
haven't explained
yo.
all that much about Ryuga and his Bay, but essentially he holds the forbidden Bay El Drago, which is the only Bay that spins counter.
I had this bit. I had this sticker. I remember this sticker was falling off my Beyblade.
Clockwise, and this gives it the unique ability to steal spin, which it can also do in real life, by the way, and it's called as hell.
Yup,
But that's
yup.
also why it's so important for him to be stopped, to prevent him
Oh.
from stealing everyone's power. And well, I don't actually know what the grand plan is here, probably to take over the world or some shit. It doesn't really matter. The point is, we need to stop this menace, and he's facing off against a member of what is basically the Bay Police. And Tsubasa, just like Jinga and Kyoya, is another really powerful blader, and he's smart enough to not just charge in. Instead, he uses his Bay's superior defense and stamina to just sit back and let El Drago waste its power. But we gotta understand, this is literally the greatest blader of all time. He is the Lionel Messi of bladers. He is what Tony Stark is to Marvel, what Sydney Sweeney is to white folk, and what Oikawa is to me. He basically
And with LeBron James said niggas,
goes,
yes,
"If you're gonna bait me using my dark
sir.
move so you can counter it, then I'ma just use it and still whoop your ass."
He did it! He actually did it! Ryuga's dark move has been defeated?
Hang on, he actually stopped it.
Eagle diving crush.
But it's spin again the other way.
I'm sorry, what the actual hell is happening right now?
Say hello to the pit of despair.
That's more like it.
Psych.
And just like that, Ryuga wins against someone whose specialty is literally to use his opponent's strength against them. What a goat.
Ryuga. This time I will put an end to you and that second-rate Bay Pegasus once and
Fire,
And do you know
bro.
how much aura you need to have to call Pegasus second rate? It's literally one of the first bays ever created. But I'll get to that lore in a second because it's surprisingly detailed for a show like this. But for now, we need to go back to what the hell happened to you. And that actually involved Reggie's next battle against... Whatever, let's just get this over with. This kid's name is Kenta, and he is a bum. That's basically all you need to know about him and his bum-ass Bay. Now, admittedly, he actually fares a lot better than Hyoma did, despite being a much weaker blader, and his Bay is even able to keep up with Serpent after repeatedly being poisoned. And me and Reggie might be on the same side for once, because he goes on to destroy all of Sagittarius' claws, but even then, Kenta is able to keep fighting. But how? Well, it turns out that Kenta swapped out his base performance tip with Libra's Eternal Sharp performance tip. And this is genuinely a genius move because he's able to distribute Serpent's attacks to withstand its poison and move freely to follow Serpent's snake-like movements. Is what I would say if this wasn't the biggest cuck move in Beyblade history. This kid is such a bum that he used scraps from a half-destroyed Bay that belongs to a friend of his who isn't even able to refuse. What a little piece
Damn.
of shit. And despite doing all of that, he's still getting his ass kicked. And then he starts crying. What a bum. And it's only when you literally starts cheerleading on the sidelines that he's able to fight back, and even that's not enough, and he still gets spanked.
I'll tear your spirit apart, do you hear me? So you won't be able to touch a
That was hard though. This is hard though.
Yeah, that's right. Beat the shit out of that little loser.
Stop it already! Stop!
I'm gonna walk on down trading.
Let's be honest, nobody seriously thought this midget was going to win, so why don't we just move on to the semifinals and see if an actually competent blader stands a chance against Reggie. And I'm gonna be real, this is easily one of the top 3 battles in the entire first season, and it starts with Serpent behaving quite differently. But why? Well, it turns out that Serpent's spin track has 2 modes, and this entire time Reggie hasn't been fighting at his full power. But now that he's facing Jinga, he's put his Bay into attack mode, and Pegasus is having a tough time fighting back. With each hit, each clash of metal on metal, Pegasus is slowly turning to stone, just like all who lay their eyes upon Medusa. And yet, Jinga isn't afraid. He's actually excited by how strong Reggie is and wants to give it his all and
Fire,
fight back.
bruh.
And this
This
here
show is so
really
goated, man.
Everything Beyblade is about.
It's because I get to clash with strong opponents like you and use all my strength to beat you that Beyblade is fun!
And now Reggie's the one on the back foot, with Pegasus mirroring Serpent's movements, just like how Perseus turned Medusa to stone by showing her her own reflection before Jinga finally takes the win, earning himself a spot in the finals. And that means his opponent will be one of 2 bladers. The question is which one? And you might think the obvious answer to that is Ryuga, but we're genuinely about to witness one of the greatest matchups.
I don't think the one I watched though, bro.
In fact,
Like,
this
not
battle doesn't
him.
even take place in a stadium because
Maybe
Ryuga
it
flat out
was.
destroys it for some reason. Look, I don't know why he did that, but it does mean that there can't be any ring outs anymore, and Kyoya actually agrees. Hell, he's actually able to hold Ryuga
I
back
swear
with
he had
his
a long
Lion
hair
Gale
before.
Force wall. But even that's not enough to stop Ryuga,
It
who
was
breaks
him,
through
though.
Leon's defenses with his dark move. And then begins what may very well be the greatest rage bait known to man.
Did you really think you could defeat me with that borrowed power of yours? What's that? If you have any pride at all as a blader, then try to defeat me using only yourself and your base natural power and skill. What's wrong? You're afraid to fight your own battles? Is that it? Do you need rock power? Because you've got no confidence in yourself? Do you really think I'd fall for such an obvious target? Well, yeah.
So now Ryuga's fighting without using the power he stole from his opponents, and what follows is one of the best battles in the entire show, with animation that is way too good for 2009. Madoka even mentions every one of these
That
2
was his
bases'
one.
attacks are as powerful as a special move, and the pair are literally just grinning at each other as they're having the time of their lives. This is literally what Beyblade is meant to be. This is what sport is meant to be, and it's what makes sports anime like Haikyuu, Blue Lock,
I gotta watch the sport anime. Only sport anime I watched was boxing ones. I always watched Blue Lock, but I heard Blue Lock was freaking like mid in the beginning, so I didn't want to watch it. I watched Blue Lock. Right now I'm watching Adoro. I finished that. What am I watching right now? I don't know, chat. Right now I'm watching. Oh, right now I'm watching Sakamoto Days. Right now I'm watching Sakamoto Days. After I watch Sakamoto Days, I'm watching Blue Lock. Facts. Locked in,
and
chat.
hype,
Locked
where
in.
you just have people enjoying their craft to the fullest, and it's not just
It's
sports
locked in.
anime.
I'm watching
Dragon Ball,
this.
One Piece and
Watching
Naruto
up
capturing
Blood.
that same feeling.
Yeah,
But
the
then
gold
something
show, the
happens.
golden anime, the
And
best
Naruto
anime of all
attacks Ryuga
time.
of all people, and he
Naruto.
begins to mutate, losing control of himself and getting possessed by his own Bay. And despite all the effort Kyoya had put in to go toe-to-toe with the greatest blader of our time, it sadly isn't enough.
Kyoya, answer me! Kyoya, buddy! No!
Boy put a hole through him.
So, what happened here? Well, that actually takes us back thousands of years ago, where a star fell to Earth, landing at what would eventually be known as Coma Village, where Jinga is from. That star went on to become Pegasus, with every Bay that came after carrying a piece of that same star. But somewhere else, another star fragment landed, but this one became El Drago and was used across history in some of the bloodiest battles. And why yes, that absolutely is Moses using a Bay to split the ocean. And eventually Pegasus was able to lock away El Drago, but a man named Doji found a blader powerful enough to not only free El Drago, but wield its full power. And that terror was unleashed upon the world again. And do you know how Ryuga repaid that man? By splitting his Bay in 2 and leaving him for dead. This kid really gives no poops. But that's exactly why Jinga needs to put a stop to El Drago, and there's a reason why I specifically said El Drago and not Ryuga. In fact, Jinga decides to battle Ryuga before the final to make sure nobody gets hurt in their fight, on a stadium that literally becomes a skyscraper. Can someone please explain to me how Ryuga did any of this? And it's worth mentioning that when Jinga first fought Ryuga, he got absolutely spanked. And that was before Ryuga was even close to his full power. And now with the added power of bays like Leon, Eagle, and Aquario, Eldrago should be unstoppable. And it basically is. Because none of Jinga's
But
special
flawed
moves do
armor.
anything to Eldrago, and things go from bad to worse when Eldrago starts stealing Pegasus's power. So what do you think Jinga does in this situation? Come up with a new special move, use a new tactic like he did against Reggie, use a backup plan, or use the power of friendship? Well, you already know the answer. As funny as this shit is, when I was a kid, it was so damn hyped to see everyone cheering him
Facts.
on.
See what I mean? This is what I was talking about earlier in the video earlier. Back in the day, when you were a kid, this was fire. Looking at it now, this may be corny. This may be like, what the freak, boy? What in the world? But back in the day, fire. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
And I can't help but
Don't
feel
let
the
that
same way
childhood
now,
you go
almost
away.
A decade later, with the entire world watching and cheering Jinga on. And honestly, as much as people clown on the power of friendship, if I had the whole world cheering me on,
And basically, if you really think about it, guess who also included the power of friendship in their movie? Spider-Man. That dap-up scene, power of friendship broke the spell. That's how you really think about it, bro.
defo lock in like never before. I mean, that's literally why sports teams will perform better on their home grounds when their fans are cheering them on. But
And think about it in real life too.
Ryuga doesn't give Jinga that chance and uses his dark move. But he goes too far and Eldrago actually ends up possessing Ryuga again. So I feel I gotta give some context as to what in the Yahoo happened here. You see, neither of the two star fragments that landed on Earth were good or bad. They were both shaped by the people that found them, which is how Eldrago came to become the Forbidden Bay. And now, after having absorbed even Ryuga's power, Eldrago is on a rampage. And I won't lie, he looks drippy as hell. And bro even goes on to use a brand new dark move which Jinga takes point blank to the face like a damn Kamehameha and is somehow still standing because, I'm sorry, what in the Sydney Sweeney is going on right now? But this Christmas Carol BS actually gives Jinga the hint he needs to beat Eldrago by saving Ryuga. After all, he's still a blader and he deserves to be saved too. And I have no idea if I've taken some LSD or if they're actually fighting in space, but this shit is so sick.
Go, go! Special move, Galaxy Nova!
Fire, bro. This was Pegasus was the first Beyblade I ever bought.
Decides who wins a battle isn't
Or was ever gotten to
the
me.
base strength. It's the Blader's spirit. Ryuga.
Huh? Jinga?
And with that, Jinga wins Battle Bladers, becoming the best blader in the world, sort of. But after that intense battle, Pegasus disappears.
That's my
It
gun, I don't
used
care,
all
right?
its power as
Pegasus
it left
my
to
go,
rest
bro.
its wings. The only question is if it'll one day return. But Eldrago hasn't disappeared at all. So if you want to see more of this amazing story, click on this Beyblade video on the left. Thanks for watching.
Set for another freaking day, man. But originally so peak facts. The arc was amazing facts. Childhood peak right here facts. I can't help but that can't say people find bro fact. We need again, I'm gonna say this again, y'all don't see it in another video, but we need to see something revive Beyblade, bro. Somehow, some way. Maybe it could be me.